What's up guys, in this video I'll share with you how in 6 steps you can open an LLC for your Amazon FBA business. Now before we are getting into the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so for every new video that I upload and release you can get notified and keep yourself up to date. And also leave a comment down below, I subscribe, and I will personally reply to your comment. Let's start. One last thing before we move on to the video that I forgot to mention. If Amazon FBA is important to you, you want to stay ahead of your competitors and get the latest tips and updates that I share only to my newsletter subscribers, go to sourcingmonster.com and subscribe to the newsletter and start getting those tips and the video updates. Okay, now before we actually start this video, let me explain you that you don't really have to open LLC to sell on Amazon. You can start with your individual social security number or under your name. It's not really a requirement, but I suggest that if you want to take this seriously or if you're already scaling, then open an LLC so all the liability would be on the company and not on yourself. This is a protection layer that helps you protect your personal assets and yourself against lawsuits or against anything that have issues if you'll be on LLC comparing to individual account. So this is something that was important for me to clarify before. Also take in mind that all the advice and everything that I share with you here, it's from my personal experience. Obviously, it's not like a legal advice. I'm not an accountant, I'm not a lawyer. This is only from my experience, and everything that you hear here or take on yourself from this video, it's under your responsibility. And with everything that you find online, you need to have a common sense and figure out things and decide what kind of action, who you listen to. Anyway, 6 steps to start your LLC for your Amazon FBA business. First of all, you need to choose the name for your LLC. Now I suggest, I also did it on an LLC that is not really the same brand name. If you don't have a brand name already, then make sure that you can come up with something generic. You can come up with something personal. You can choose whatever. I know people calling their LLCs with their girl's name or children name, or something that is super important to them. I don't know, like the pet's name, or something that they like. It doesn't really need to. There is no really rules with that. I also don't like something specific to an industry. Like for example, if you plan to sell toys, maybe just call it something generic and not like brand toys LLC. But again, it's not really that important. So if you struggle with names, I suggest that there is a video that I made on how to choose your brand name. So watch it and it will give you more details on how to choose your brand name, and it could help you with your LLC as well. Okay, choose a registered agent. So technically you can do it yourself. It's not a complicated process. From people that I spoke with people that did it themselves, and they told me that it's not complicated at all. And I myself didn't do it myself. I let other services do it for me because the lack of time, and I don't think that it's worth the fees for that, and what it's cost doesn't really worth dealing with it, in my opinion, in case you'll have any mistake or issues. Okay, I did it the first LLC that I opened with Rocket Lawyer, Rocket Lawyer, and then I had a new brand. I have a second seller account, and I did it with LegalZoom. We can check together now, and I'll show you how much it costs with both options. Okay, So let's start with open LLC with legal Zoom, okay? Okay, so they're saying whatever you're ready to form is to design and learn if you'll see starts at $79. So let's come up with test LLC or test product. Now, I don't know, just something that comes to my mind. Enter the state, so I'm in Florida. Email. This is optional actually. When did you want to start? Soon. Protect yourself. So start your business with us like 2 million plus other businesses. Protect yourself. Do things right. To get legal. Have peace of mind. Yeah, that's the reasons why you want to start your LLC. Let's say it's my first LLC, which is not. Next. Food. Let's say it's food, but it's not. When you employ the firm, will you have an employee? Let's say yes. Next. Continue. Okay. So here are the options. So if they can give you an operate agreement plus EIN. Obviously, the EIN is required. You can't really. So I will do these options. Or you can have this option with key documents. But this one is like a good option. Let's do with Rocket Lawyer, new LLC. I went to their pricing page. Okay, so legal LLC, start an LLC. Let's start with them as well, okay? So, test, product, email, phone, continue. I don't know, like Miami, LLC, food. I want to see their option, like for the pricing. Okay, fast, give me the rush filing. No rush, I'll just pay the minimum. Okay, so I like to do the not the rush, so it's like the same. Obtain my ID, the tax ID for me. This is good. I like to choose the ID for me. SSN. So basically, it costs around like $200, something like that. Now you can choose and add more stuff if you want to, but it's not really 100% necessary. Choose a registered agent. So as far as um, registered agent, um, we already discussed this. Decide on member vs manager management. Most small LLCs choose to be managed directly by their members, but LLCs can appoint one or more people, outsiders, to manage the LLC. Somewhat like a board of directors oversees a corporation, managers vote on key issues such as taking out a loan, purchasing real estate, or changing strategic plans. Okay? So you do this when you actually register your company with one of the services or registered agent. I like to do it like a sole membership under my name only, and then don't do like it's going to be managed directly by me. I don't really, we're not in that position that we have stakeholders or investors. If you are, maybe it's time for you to change to S corp. I actually my first brand I changed to S corp so I can save more on taxes. But of course, you'll need to consult this with your accountant. Create an LLC operating agreement. Rocket Lark or LegalZoom will do it for you if you choose this option. And it's good because some places or sometimes you'll need this operating agreement to provide it when you open new accounts or bank account or whatever. Comply with other tax and regulatory requirements. EIN. So the EIN, it's something that I explained before when I showed you Rocketlar and LegalZoom. Make sure that you choose this option. So you'll get the EIN number after a couple of days, because the EIN number is the thing that you need to open credit cards with, to open the bank account, and with many things that you'll perform or sign up to, they will require the EIN number. It's also important when you you file your taxes. So EIN, if your LLC has more than one member, it must obtain its own IRS employer identification number, even if it has no employees. If you form a one-member LLC, you must obtain an EIN only if the LLC will have employees, or you select to have it taxed as a corporation instead of sole proprietorship. Disregard entity. You may obtain EIN by completing an online EIN application on the IRS website. Businesses licenses. Depending on its type of business and where it's located, your LLC might need to obtain other local and state business license. Check with the appropriate state agencies to ensure you're properly registered, licensed, and permitted to do business in your state. So this is important when you actually do wholesale as Amazon seller. We here in the channel teach how to use the private label model to sell on Amazon, but if this video will fit anyone that open an LLC for their Amazon FBA business. Now, so make sure that you obtain the business license only if you're going to do wholesale. If you don't really need any business license. I never had to provide my business license. Sales and employer taxes. In some cases, for example, if you will be selling goods and collecting sales tax, or if you have employees, you'll need to register with the appropriate state taxing authority. For more information on LLC tax registration rules, see LLC tax and annual filings requirements 50 state guide. File annual reports. This is of course done with your accountant. Now, bottom line, this process is super easy. Should take you no more than 10 to 15 minutes to complete with LegalZoom or with any other register or agent registry service. Make sure that you do it sooner than later. I think it's worth the money, and when you do it, and you're telling to yourself you're committed. You're not trying something, you're not figuring out, you're actually taking action and going all in. You're really burning the bridge behind you and going all the way to achieving your goal. So this is, in my case, was big part. I was committed and creating the LLC and was all in. And if you are taking this seriously, I suggest that you do the same. I hope this video helped you get more clarity, because I know it's a topic that is a little scary for people. Open an LLC, accounting, taxes, filings, they're kind of scared, but you shouldn't. It's part of doing business on Amazon, and you should open LLC as soon as you can. That's it for the video. Please smash the like button, subscribe again to the channel if you didn't subscribe, leave a comment with any questions that you have. I will personally reply to them, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.